Hey everyone, welcome to Power Play. I'm joined as always by Chris Uminski. Chris, how you doing? We're in a different setup because StreamYard's down, but we're making it work with Google Meet.
Yep, shout out to Google. I'm doing pretty good, all things considered. Brian, how are you doing?
Yeah, man, I'm doing well. Training camp's starting for the NFL, so I'm in my element with that. As for you, the season's winding down in the NHL. It's over for our Bruins for a while now, but there is still news. What do we got happening with the Bruins right now?
Well, so the biggest thing that we were dealing with at the end of the offseason was, of course, the firing of Jim Montgomery in the middle of the season. So we had an interim for a little while. We do know now who the Bruins head coach is going to be, and it is going to be Marco Sturm.
All right, so off the rip, how we feeling when you first saw that news come across the screen? What were your thoughts?
I don't know if I'm excited about this hire. I mean, it's an okay hire. He's the coach of the Ontario Reign right now, the Kings AHL team. He's a former Bruins player, which is nice to see, I guess, but it also feels like with this hire too, that they just went with the first guy who said yes to the job.
Okay, that's not high praise, but elaborate there. Do you think they were having issues getting bigger names in?
They were. So they interviewed just about everybody who was available, but some of the bigger names that were available, or like I know they made offers to John Tortorella. They made offers to a couple of other big names that are out there, and a lot of them said no. And one guy, I forget who, Joe Sacco, actually. Joe Sacco said that he didn't want the job. Initially, he didn't want to stay there because things in the front office are just too bad right now.
Do you think that's probably where most of the other coaches came down as well?
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. And frankly, I really can't blame them. Why would you want to take a head coaching job with a team that fired Bruce Cassidy and who went on to win a cup the next year, fired Jim Montgomery after his coaching record with the team? He coached the team to the most wins in NHL history.
Right.
Like at some point, you have to look in the mirror and realize that the problem is staring you right in the face.
I mean, Chris, you've been saying it. Like you've been saying, like the issue isn't the coach; it's the Bruins front office for at least a year now, right? Like,
Yes, all of the problems that the Bruins are having, I can trace back to front office problems. Don Sweeney has certainly lost his touch. He's decimated the farm system. Made some really bad trades, some really badly timed trades. And I don't think Bruins Nation is ever going to forgive him for trading away Brad Marchand.
yeah, I mean that's perfect transition to our next topic, right? Isn't there anything else you want to say about that, coach, before we move on?
No, I mean Marco Sturm, he's going to be fine. I'm excited for this hire. It'll be very interesting to see what he does with the team that he has.
Yeah, we'll have to see. So, as you alluded to, or I guess outright said, Brad Marchand traded at the trade deadline. We were pretty devastated here on this show, I feel like. Didn't want to see him go. And he is tearing it up in the Stanley Cup Final.
He sure is. One of the things that is both that I love to see because he's my favorite player in the NHL. I love seeing Brad Marchand succeed. He deserves to win a cup. And he wasn't going to do it in Boston. You can't blame him for that. But just seeing him score game-winning goals, power play goals, shorthanded goals, just seeing him do all of this, playing all of this fantastic hockey with the Panthers is incredibly frustrating for me to watch as a Bruins fan, knowing that this guy could and should be on our team.
Yeah, did I see there was a stat that he's like the first player in Stanley Cup Final history to score an overtime winner and within the first minute of the next game? Like some crazy stat like that.
Yes.
Yeah, crazy,
He is the
crazy stuff.
first. He is the first player in Stanley Cup Final history to score a shorthanded goal in regulation and then an overtime game winner.
I mean, we knew that he was this good. Like, it sucks that he's not on the team anymore. How much money do you think he's made himself on this run in the playoffs?
Between new sponsorship deals in Florida, whatever bonuses he has in his contract for goal scoring, he is making enough money where I think there's a good chance he stays there. I really do,
I mean,
and it's
that'd be
sad.
great for
It's
Florida
really sad to
because
see.
yeah, because this team they look good.
Yes, they look amazing, and I think something that I love to see, and also like, what the hell, this is our guy.
Yeah,
They've made the rat thing a tradition. They're now where
they're
they're
throwing it on
throwing,
the ice.
yeah, they're throwing rubber rats at Brad Marchand on the ice in like a loving way.
I'm glad that another franchise has embraced him as much as the Bruins fans did.
Yeah. Oh, he's also the oldest player to score in each of the first 3 games of a Stanley Cup Final.
Crazy. So right now they're up 2-1. That game on Monday was not even close. 6-1. I mean, how are you feeling? Tonight at the time of recording, we got a game at 8. But how are you feeling about the rest of this series for the Panthers?
I think the Panthers are going to win this one again. This is a rematch from last year, which I like to see it.
Yeah, it's fun.
I think my rooting interest, I don't really have one in this series. I'd love to see the Oilers win because Connor McDavid deserves to win a Stanley Cup. But then the Florida Panthers, they got my guy. I want to see Brad hoist a cup. But the rest of this series is going to be really good. It's the best Stanley Cup Final we've had in a while, as far as entertainment value.
Oh yeah, game 2, amazing. Like one of the best hockey games I've seen, and obviously I don't watch them as much as you, but for me, I was like, this is so intense.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun, if not a little bit sad to watch.
Yeah, no, I feel you there. So yeah, anything else you want to touch on before we get on out of here?
I think that'll do it for me, Brian. I guess you know what? I'm just gonna say it. Go Panthers.
All right, go Panthers. You know me as a Dolphins fan, I have a little bit of my heart, pulling for the Miami team down there. So, if it can't be the Bruins, may as well be the Panthers.
Yeah. And if I really want to feel happy, I'll just put the Cubs on.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I know we gotta get back to doing some of our baseball coverage here. I don't know, it's just because the Red Sox have been so mediocre, but I haven't heard from Rhett or Jack to talk much about them. But we can
we'll talk some Cubs real
then.
soon. They are almost certainly not mediocre this season.
No, yeah, real good. All right, Chris, where can we find you online? Anything you want to promote? The floor is yours.
So I guess the best spot to find me is probably on TikTok. That's at Chris Uminski. I'm on Facebook too. You can follow me there. I'm on Instagram at Chris Uminski also. I'm in a band which we're Basics Plus. We're on all the streaming services, all the social media. We are playing this Friday night in Peabody at Rainbow Fest at 8 p.m. at the VFW. Come down and see us there.
All right, go see Chris live. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.